Kendrick Lamar just fired again? I can't believe this is happening. I honestly cannot believe this is happening. No, this is not 5 a.m. in Toronto. This is not even 8 a.m. in Charlotte. This is 6:16 in Compton. Early this morning, Kendrick Lamar has shocked and surprised the hip-hop world by going back-to-back on Drake. So you know what we're going to do. But before we go any further, listen, if you like the hat that I'm wearing, you like the shirt, bars, got to catch them all. knoxhilldmv.com, guys. Cop your merch, support the channel directly, help spread the brand. It really does go a long way. I'll put all links down there. But anyways, know what we're here for. Kendrick Lamar, let's do this. Interesting.
Yeah, it's survival. I think somebody lying, smell somebody lying. I don't see no fire.
Okay.
Off-white Sunseeker, had the marina. Fuck a phantom, I like to buy yachts when I get the fever. Wine cooler, spill on my white t-shirt, the sightseer. Trifecta, money, morals, and culture. That's my leisure, my visa. Passport tatted, I show hub in Ibiza. Luke Callie's dwellings in Brooklyn just to book me some pizza. Who can reach us? Only God can teleport this type of freedom. God, my confession is yours. But who am I if I don't go to war? There's opportunity when living with loss. I discover myself would not fall short. Raise my hands to a falling sky. I fantasize me jumping planets, immortalized. I correspond. 3 angels watching me all the time. Put my children to sleep with a prayer, then close my eyes. Definition of peace. Tell me who goes.
He is snapping on this beat. I'll tell you what. Cook that Al Green sample into the back of the production, and you just feel like it should be smoothed out, like with the melodies. And he starts that way. It's almost like a misdirection. And I feel like he's trolling Drake at the beginning. We're going to hop into that with sort of that sing-songy melody, those just super spacey synths. But then once the percussion kicks in, this man just goes straight into attack mode. The way that he rode the beat and that flow was ridiculous. But there are layers and levels to this. First and foremost, let's talk about the album artwork, right? Is that a Maybach music glove? Is that signifying Kendrick taking the gloves off and what Rick Ross did to Drake already? Because that same angle that we talked about Kendrick is using on Drake. I think that's a level right there. 2 levels. The gloves coming off, the Maybach music gloves of Rick Ross. And I don't know why, but I'm also thinking about like OJ and the gloves, right? If the gloves don't fit, you must acquit. But in this case, is Kendrick getting away with murder? Are there more statements being made here? All right, let's bring it back and appreciate some of these lines. Right from the top. Again, who does this in a diss track? Who leads in this way?
Yeah, there's survival.
Drake had a song on Scorpion, Survival. Talked about survival in the streets. Remember one of the angles that Kendrick used on Drake? Like, you're sitting here exploiting the culture. Right? You're acting street, you're talking in this way, but really you're an actor, Wheelchair Jimmy. So that song, Survival, is important, I think, that Kendrick's trolling him for, because in that song, the lyrical content, Drake is talking very street, talking about surviving the streets when he never really had to, right?
I think somebody lying, smell somebody lying.
Even that.
I don't see no fire.
Smell somebody lying. I don't see no fire. You know the saying, liar, liar, pants on fire? Drop coming. This is ridiculous.
Off-white Sunseeker, had the marina. Fuck a phantom, I like to buy yachts when I get the fever. Wine cool.
I like to buy yachts when I get the fever. I just love the juxtaposition. Like when I'm feeling it, I get the fever. Hot versus like I want to go get on the ocean and buy a yacht. But that goes levels for me, because even like Drake, right? He brags about his whips, brags about his phantoms. Kendrick is one-upping him. All right, you go get the nice Phantom. I'm going to go buy yachts. And then rest in peace to Virgil. Off-white, the brand. So he's wearing off-white versus like an off-white color of the yacht. And he's off-white. Like he looks off-brand when he's going sitting on yachts. People like, who is that? That's Kendrick, baby. Come on.
White Sunseeker, had the marina. Fuck a phantom, I like to buy yachts when I get the fever. Wine cooler, spill on my white t-shirt, the sightseer. Trifecta.
White t-shirt, the sightseer. by your marina. Just again, those condensed rhyme schemes are ridiculous, man. The multis he's coming through and tapping with. He's showing you he's rapping on this.
Buy yachts when I get the fever. Wine cooler spill on my white t-shirt, the sightseer. Trifecta, money, morals, and culture. That's my leisure, my
Trifecta, money. Did he say murals? Because that would make sense, like the art or morals in culture. Because before he talked about, the money, power, and respect. But in this case, he's flipped it. Money. Is that the big three? Money is in Drake. Morals is in Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, or is that morals is in like J. Cole and his morals and apologizing and staying true to who he is, and then Kendrick Lamar being the culture and representing the culture? There could be some symbolic metaphors there. It's Kendrick. That's the way he writes.
On my white t-shirt, the sightseer. Trifecta, money, morals, and culture. That's my leisure, my visa. Passport tatted, I shall hub in Ibiza. Luke Callie's dwellings in Brooklyn just to book me some pizza. Who can reach us? Only God can tell.
Luke Callie's dwelling in Brooklyn. Remember Drake talked about him in his Brooklyn apartment, right? So now Kendrick is saying, I'm there. I can go get pizza. I can hop out in Spain. I can be in Ibiza, man. I'm living this life. I'm Mr. Worldwide right now.
In Ibiza, Luke Callie's dwellings in Brooklyn just to book me some pizza. Who can reach us? Only God can teleport this type of freedom. God,
That's a line and a half right there. Who can reach us? Only God can teleport this type of freedom. Hit us with that metaphysical, spiritual shit. And listen, I saw somewhere somebody said, hey, Drake was talking about how he's big in Japan. Well, guess what? Kendrick coming through on a back-to-back, dropping 2 nukes on him. No coincidence, right?
Book me some pizza. Who can reach us? Only God can teleport this type of freedom. God, my confession is yours. But who am I if I don't go to war? There's opportunity when living with loss. I discover myself would not fall short. Raise my hands to a falling sky. I fantasize me jumping planets, immortalized.
Raise my hands to a fallen sky. Again, just some of the symbolism and the way that he writes stuff. But why is he confessing to God right now? Right? You only confess to God when you've committed a sin or you're about to commit a sin. And I feel like right now he's confessing to God and he's making his peace before he goes to war because he knows he's about to commit murder.
I fall short, raise my hands to a falling sky. I fantasize me jumping planets, immortalized. I correspond. 3 angels watching me all the time. Put my children to sleep with a prayer.
Right. Mortal lies. All the time. Like he's got this 3-syllable scheme over here that he's really condensed, but then he goes 3, ba ba ba, me, ba ba ba, ba ba ba. So I love the E sound. That's that 1 syllable that he starts the bar with, but then he punches in with this 3-syllable rhyme scheme and condenses that on top of it. Just a really dope flow and method of attack here, man.
Would not fall short, raise my hands to a falling sky. With loss, I discover
more lines. Sorry, it's Kendrick.
Self would not fall short. Raise my hands to a falling sky. I fantasize me.
I discover myself when I fall short. See, to me, there's layers to this. This is the maturity that Kendrick brings to the track. This is the maturity that we heard on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And for me, you may just listen to it and go, oh, he's just talking about himself, his own spiritual journey, him finding himself. But I feel like he's also talking to Drake. Like Kendrick is saying here, he's someone who learns from his mistakes, right? He's the one who's trying to grow spiritually through his travels, through his life. But there's also an implication. If you look at the way that he attacked Drake on the last diss track, talking about what's wrong with Drake and the character flaws within Drake, he's suggesting an immaturity, a lack of growth within Drake in the way that he is. So that to me is sort of layered. Like it's a bar about himself, but there's also an implication underneath about Drake.
Who am I if I don't go to war? There's opportunity when living with loss. I discover myself would not fall short. Raise my hands to a falling sky. I fantasize me jumping planets, immortalized. I correspond. 3 angels watching me all the time. Put my children to sleep with a prayer, then close my eyes. Definition of peace. Tell me who gon' stop.
Yeah, put my children to sleep, then close my eyes. And then again, he's still keeping that flow. Go to sleep, close my eyes, sleep, close my eyes. So he still has like that 1 punch, 1 syllable, and then that 3-syllable scheme. But even there, being a father, I'm putting my children to sleep. I'm finding my peace. I'm being immortalized. I'm trying to search for greater things. What are you doing? Are you putting your kids to sleep every night? Are you being a good father? Are you taking care of them, Drizzy? See the layers again.
Put my children to sleep with a prayer, then close my eyes. Definition of peace. Tell me who gon' stop me. I come from love, and still cover my heart, then open me up. Remember when picked up a pen, lyrics that I can trust. Timid soul, staring in the mirror, asking where I was from often. I know this type of power is gon' cost, but I live in circadian rhythms of a shooting star. The mannerisms of Raphael, I can heal and give you art, but the industry's cooked as I pick the carcass apart. Yeah, somebody's lying.
Man, some smooth lines lines really good. Again, just these metaphysical bars this dude is giving us in the religious imagery. I heard the Raphael, right? Like the Archangel Raphael, but then he's healing and can give you art. So like the angel can heal you, but also Raphael, the Italian artist and painter, right? So he's giving you art at the same time. And then the circadian rhythms of a shooting star. Because you talk about when Kendrick drops. Kendrick doesn't follow social media timelines. He doesn't follow normal circadian 24-hour rhythms of the normal human. He's talking about a higher power, right? And his spirituality and how he approaches his art and his music. So he moves at a different speed. He's like a comet coming around once every 100 years whenever he wants to drop, but you never forget it, and it brightens the whole night sky.
I fall short, raise my hands to a falling sky. I fantasize, me jumping planets, immortalized. I correspond, 3 angels watching me all the time. Put my children to sleep with a prayer, then close my eyes. Definition.
3 switches. He likes this number 3, right? Now he's talking about 3 angels. He had 3 beat switch ups on the last attack to Drake. There's something underneath of that for me symbolically.
Angels watching me all the time. Put my children to
The big 3. J. Cole, Kendrick, Drake. Yeah, that 3 keeps coming around for him.
sleep with a prayer, then close my eyes. Definition of peace. Tell me who gon' stop me. I come from love, and still cover my heart, then open me up. Remember
Even that. Tell me who gonna stop me. I come from love. So he starts here, bump. Bum, bum, bum. Like I love this more aggressive delivery, and then he kind of pushes it and gets sort of higher with the tones. He's so good at his intonation and just cadence control and the way that he switches things up. But cover my heart and then open me up. I take that as, him coming from love. He doesn't want this life. He didn't ask for this war, but he's going to finish it, right? In this case, he's more of a peaceful person. And then he's going to protect his heart. He's going to protect the people that are close to him, but it's time to open up. Which is kind of ironic because if you're opening up, you're supposed to be spilling your heart out. But I feel like he's covering it, but he's opening up that demon within himself. Again, the writing, man. So poetic.
I come from love, and still cover my heart, then open me up. Remember when picked up a pen, lyrics that I can trust. Timid soul, staring in the mirror, asking where I was from often. I know this type of power is gon' cost, but I live in circadian rhythms of a shooting.
I know this power. Remember he talked about the money? Power, respect, this type of power, this type of warfare, it's going to have a cost. I accept the morality and the implications of this situation. Again, just such a mature outlook. And who is doing this on a diss track? Wow.
I know this type of power is gon' cost, but I live in circadian rhythms of a shooting star. The mannerisms of Raphael, I can heal and give you art, but the industry's cooked as I pick the carcass apart.
Bar.
Yeah, somebody's lying, I can see the vibes on act. Even he looking compromised, let's peel the layers back. Ain't no brownie points will be in your chest, harassing ant. Fucking with good people, make good people go to bed. Conspiracies about cash, dog, that's not even the leak. Find the jewels like cash, dog, I just need you to think. Are you finally ready to play? Have you ever, let's see, have you ever thought that OVO is working for me? Fake bully, I hate bullies, you must be a terrible person. Everyone inside your team is whispering that you deserve it. Can't Tootsie slide about it, this one is just gonna resurface. Every dog gotta have his day, now living your purpose. It was fun until you start to put money in the streets, then lost money cause they came back with no receipts. I'm sorry that I live a boring life, I love peace, but war ready if the world is ready to see you bleed. The Elohim KTW.
Wow! This is a different angle now. This is smart from Kendrick. To me, Drake is a paranoid dude. He's had a lot of people turn on him over the years. So, hell, even if it's not true, he's sowing seeds of discord, right? Sow seeds of discord within Drake's camp. Make him start distrusting the people around him, right? Make your enemies fight among themselves. This is like, this is war theory right here.
Points will be in your but the industry's cooked.
We got to break down some of these bars.
As I pick the carcass apart, yeah, somebody's lying.
Obviously, the industry's cooked as I pick the carcass apart. I just love that. Pick it apart, man. Chef Kendrick.
Even he looking compromised. Let's peel the layers back. Ain't no
Ac, as in DJ Academics. I would give anything to see his reaction to this right now, right? What's he suggesting here? You better look sideways at Academics too?
line, I can see the vibes on act. Even he looking compromised. Let's peel the layers back. Ain't no brownie points will beam in your chest. Harassing ant. Fucking
ain't no brownie points beam to your chest, right? He talked about beam, ghostwriter for Drake before, but he's also taking the gun. He's putting the beam to your chest. And then he talks about ant, which is interesting because I wonder if he's talking about, hang on, I want to hear this line one more time, but we all know DJ Academics is a great Drake cheerleader. So he's catching some. I feel like Beam is catching some, and he's suggesting further things here.
compromise. Let's peel the layers back. Ain't no brownie points will beam in your chest. Harassing ant. Fucking with good people.
Harassing Ant. So Ant is probably Kendrick Lamar. Anthony Sala. his manager, right? He's saying, because that's right, because Drake was posting stories trying to troll Ant. He was just trolling everybody. Drake has been on a social media meme rampage. So I feel like that's where Kendrick is saying, this is good people. Like, you're dragging these people as collateral damage in. I was also thinking like Anthony from Top Dog Entertainment, the CEO, could be that, dragging him into it. And then the other level for Ant could be, no, because there was one of Drake's boys who got shot up. Ant, right? No. It's on Kendrick's side with this.
Let's peel the layers back. Ain't no brownie points with beating your chest, harassing Ant. Fucking with good people, make good people go to bed. Conspiracies about Cash Dog, that's not even the leak. Find the Jews like Cash Dog. I just need you to think.
What are we playing? Murder mystery? Who done it right now? Kendrick just leaving the puzzle pieces out for Drake. He's trying to help Drake. What is this? He's trying to help his enemy. I'm going to help you figure out who it is. It's not Cash XO. It's not the Weeknd's manager. I know you talked about Cash XO on push-ups, right? It's not that. But also there's a play off of like Cash, putting Cash to it to find out the truth on situations. And then there's another level where I hear Cash Doll, who was friends with Drake, right? Didn't she break up with her boyfriend over Drake? So I wonder if there's a fallout with that, like, talk about baby mamas and things, talking and leaking truths there.
Bro, Cash Dog, that's not even the leak. Find the Jews like Cash Dog. I just need you to think. Are you finally ready to play? Have you ever? Let's see. Have you?
But also like a dog finding it and sniffing out the truth. Drake for all the dogs. There's some layers to the referencing again.
Like Cash Dog, I just need you to think. Are you finally ready to play? Have you ever? Let's see. Have you ever thought that OVO is working for me? Fake bully.
I mean, that's a bar right there. Your whole crew, they're feeding me the information. But what's the key to Never Have I Ever? You pull one down when a truth happens, when something has happened to you. He says, find the truth. Cash Dog, let's play Never Have I Ever. He's also referencing the Never Have I Ever game that he played with Drake on the first diss track.
Play Have you ever? Let's see. Have you ever thought that OVO is working for me? Fake bully, I hate bullies. You must be a terrible person. Everyone inside your team is whispering that you deserve it. Can't Tootsie Slide about it. This one is just gonna resurface. Every dog gotta have it.
Obviously, the Tootsie Slide that Drake had a single over. You can't slide. You can't dance your way out of this. And he's calling Drake a bully again. This is just character assassination, breaking him down part by part.
And that you deserve it. Can't Tootsie Slide about it. This one is just gonna resurface. Every dog gotta have his day. Now living your purpose. It was fun until you start to put money in the streets. Then lost money cause they came back with no receipts. I'm sorry.
That's really interesting. Because at first I'm like, wait, is Drake putting out a hit on Kendrick? No, Drake put money out. And Kendrick talked about this in the last diss too. And Drake tried to do this to Pusha T as well. Put money out there to give me any information, any dirt. So Kendrick obviously has really found out about this. I don't think Kendrick will be saying on this unless he has sources on this situation, right? So Drake is trying to move slide, trying to get information, but Kendrick's like, look, man, I'm a motherfucking hermit, all right? I do what I want to do. I disappear. I don't use social media. I come back once every 5 years and drop an album that gets everybody talking, or one single verse that shakes up the whole game.
This one is just gonna resurface. Every dog gotta have its day. Now
every dog gotta have its day, but Drake for all the dogs, more of those references coming back around.
Can't Tootsie Slide about it. This one is just gonna resurface. Every dog gotta have its day. Now living your purpose. It was fun until you start to put money in the streets. Then lost money cause they came back with no receipts. I'm sorry.
And get it? Like, just like the clever writing of that. Like, you go spend some money on something, you're supposed to keep receipts for the business to report it. Versus having receipts on Kendrick Lamar. Just a smooth, casual double right there that he fixed into that.
You start to put money in the streets, then lost money cause they came back with no receipts. I'm sorry that I live a boring life. I love peace, but war ready if the world is ready to see you bleed. The Elohim KTW. No, you can't sleep. These images trouble you. Know the wires in your circle should puzzle you. If you were street smart, then you would have caught that your entourage is only to hustle you. 100 niggas that you got on salary, and 20 of them want you as a casualty. And one of them is actually next to you, and 2 of them is practically tired of your lifestyle. Just don't got the audacity to tell you, but let me tell you some game, cause I can see you, my little homie. You playing dirty with propaganda, hit blow up on you. You're playing nerdy with Zach Bia and Twitter bots, but your reality can't hide behind Wi-Fi. Your little means is losing steam, they figured you out. The first opinions is not convincing, y'all need a new route. It's time that you look around on who's around you. Before you figure that you're not alone, ask what Mike would do.
Uh-oh. We're really turning the screw now on that.
No, you can't sleep. These images.
I love how it just switches up. Like you get this like gritty sort of synthy distortion underneath, and then even his tone changes here.
Living your purpose. It was fun until you start to put money in the streets. They lost money cause they came back with no receipts. I'm sorry that I live a boring life. I love peace, but war ready if the
Could even be like peace, like he's bringing the peace versus peace and war.
world is ready to see you bleed. The Elohim KTW.
The Elohim, right? Hebrew gods. He's referring to himself. He's called himself the Elohim before.
Peace, but war ready if the world is ready to see you bleed. The Elohim KTW. No,
KTW, Kendrick the Warrior, maybe?
you can't sleep. These images trouble you. Know the wires in your circle should puzzle you. If you a street
The wires in your circle, like that circle's looking all messed up, right? It's got wires hanging out of it. Versus like having a wiretap or people wearing wires, you got snitches in your circle. You need to check what's going on. Again, he is sowing discord in Drake's own camp, and you cannot have that. You need to be focused on your enemy, not looking sideways and watching your six. Boy from the six.
you can't sleep, these images trouble you. Know the wires in your circle should puzzle you. If you were street smart, then you would have caught that your entourage is only to hustle you. 100 niggas that you got on salary.
If you were street smart, see, that's another clever line right there, because we're keeping that line of dissing Drake in the way that he takes advantage of things. But if you're really repping the streets like you say you are and about that life, then you should have street smarts and you should realize who's snitching in your circle.
Then you would have caught that your entourage is only to hustle you. 100 niggas that you got on salary, and 20 of them want you as a casualty. And one
Is that more ghostwriter references too, right? 100 that you got on your salary, all your bodyguards, all your crew, but also all those ghostwriters that you're paying.
you. 100 niggas that you got on salary, and 20 of them want you as a casualty. And one of them is actually next to you, and 2 of them is practically tired of your lifestyle, just don't got the audacity.
One of them is next to you. Is he trying to make him look sideways at Chubbs too? Like, we're talking inner circle stuff, but also the 20v1 coming back into play. But 20 of these dudes don't really like you. That's why you're getting 20v1.
Next to you, and 2 of them is practically tired of your lifestyle, just don't got the audacity to tell you. But let me tell you some game, cause I can see you, my little homie. You playing dirty with proper.
Let me tell you some game. You my little homie. He's sunning him right there.
Tell you, but let me tell you some game, cause I can see you, my little homie. You playing dirty with propaganda, hit blow up on you. You're playing nerdy with Zach Bia and Twitter bots, but you're
I was like, why is Zach Bia? That's Olivia Rodrigo's ex. He's a entertainment industry. Isn't he a label exec too for one of the, I can't remember. But anyways, like playing nerdy leads into Zach Bia. So what is he doing? Like he's letting Drake know some of the things that you've been doing behind the scenes, because he's saying you're playing dirty. So he's not revealing everything, but he's leaving some warnings. But the one thing he did reveal is the Twitter bots. Because yeah, go look at the different campaigns that Drake has run over time on his enemies, and you can see that there's a lot of bot farming that does go on, so it doesn't take too much to connect dots to what's going on there. K dot on those dots.
audacity to tell you, but let me tell you some game, cause I can see you, my little homie. You playing dirty with propaganda, hit blow up on you. You're playing nerdy with Zach Bia and Twitter bots, but your reality can't hide behind Wi-Fi. Your little means is losing steam, they figured you out. The first opinions is not
Your lil memes is losing steam. They figured you out. Oh, no. When Drake posted the story in response to Euphoria, 10 Things I Hate About You, yeah, he went Karen on that one.
Wi-Fi. Your little means is losing steam, they figured you out. The first opinions is not convincing, I need a new route. It's time that you look.
Need a new route, new router, Wi-Fi, live it in real life.
They figured you out. The first opinions is not convincing, I need a new route. It's time that you look around on who's around you. Before you figure that you're not alone, ask what Mike would do.
Before you figure that you're not alone, ask what Mike would do. Michael Jackson had a song, You Are Not Alone. And what in the conspiracy bars did he just do right there in that last little breadcrumb that he left him? We've talked multiple times now. Drake wearing the Michael Jackson glove, having the visual references to MJ and Beat It in the J. Cole music video, him saying he's one away from Michael. Kendrick responds about Prince and Michael. Drake responds back, bringing Michael into this. Well, we know Michael Jackson had a very interesting death, a very untimely death. So Kendrick suggesting, right? You see, you got to understand the chess moves that he's making. Ask what Mike would do. In this case, what would Mike do? Because you're in danger from your inner circle. So he's suggesting that there is some foul play with Michael Jackson. You need to look at your circle. And also, You're Not Alone, the Michael Jackson song. That was clever flips all the way through. Wow. All right, I got one more thing I got to check. I want to look up this 616 in LA because I got some ideas here. When is Father's Day this year? Hang on. All right, this is wild. Father's Day is on June 16th. 616. I think there's no coincidence that he dropped this and named it 616. He dropped it at 616 in LA, literally. So trolling Drake and all of his series that he does with that, but then also the Father's Day reference. That goes a different level. Story of Addie done. Pusher T. That way. Go be a good dad, Drake. You see that angle that he's approaching with. But also, June 16th is the birthday of Tupac. West Coast, Drake using Tupac AI? Nah, that's not coincidental. There are layers to the titling of that. This man just coming at Drake from every single angle right now. Wow. And we talked about it when I did the last reaction, right? And Kendrick had the back-to-back lines. And I said, Kendrick's liking back-to-back. I might get back to that. Well, he did. He hinted at pulling a back-to-back on Drake, and that is exactly what he has done here. He has literally taken Drake and his method of attack going back-to-back, and he's gone back-to-back on Drizzy. Wow. This is big. Because for me, like when you play the chess game of diss tracks, right? If you go out of line in terms of your turn, right? And really jump ahead of the queue, you're taking away an advantage of rebuttaling, right? Because you're basically giving your opponent more things to rebuttal, more opportunities to respond, more of an excuse to do even more in terms of tracks. So when you jump the queue like that, like literally, you're losing something. But for Kendrick to go back to back, someone who doesn't really drop a lot, who we don't hear from a ton, this to me just shows a very intense dislike and hatred for Drake. There is disrespect here at different levels. But again, leave it to Kendrick to somehow, like the first half of that verse, just like attacking and going metaphysical. That felt like a track we could just hear on a great Kendrick Lamar album, right? But then the second half of the verse is when he really starts to get more direct with Drake, when he really starts to turn the screw in. But like I said, there's just this feeling of maturity, this feeling of he's looking for higher purposes and meanings. And he's like reflecting on the morality of this and like seeking peace, but he knows he has to go to war and dealing with that and dealing with his family and just being a dad and all of that, implying that I'm trying to be a good person. But this man over here, things don't add up. Everybody who's been close with him, why do they all have beef with him? All these people that he's worked with over the years, why does everybody want to take him down? Start thinking about why that is and what he's doing. And let's start looking at the leaks in his circle. Yeah, there's a lot for Drake to digest. Drake is definitely on the clock now. Kendrick Lamar, you are Knox Hill certified. Hope you guys liked today's video. List for some reason you're here at the end. Obviously, join the content. Look, a lot goes into these breakdowns. I hope that you enjoy them, guys. I love you. Stay safe, stay positive. Also, knoxhillmusic.com. Bars, gotta catch them all. KH hats, support the channel, support the brand. Go cop yours. I love you guys. I'll catch you soon.